The NFL draft. Let's talk a little bit about that since you guys are college experts, and that's the big transition for guys. Scheduled for now, 17 days from today, the first round is. I want to go back to look. I know both of you, so I'm pretty sure you had different experiences going into the draft. Let's say it that way. You both came out in 2006. Reggie, you were Mr. Everything. There's talk about you being number one. You went number two overall. But just talk a little bit about the experience, especially in the days leading up to it, what it was like for you.
Well, it was, an amazing opportunity for me and my family to be able to go out to the NFL draft in New York. It's something that you always dream of hearing your name called, being able to walk across that stage and your jerseys handed to you by the commissioner. And all that was, was amazing. And my experience was a little different just in the respects that you kind of hit on it, Kurt. We were led to believe that I was going to Houston the whole time. We had been in constant contact with Charlie Casserly at the time, the GM, the head coaches, some of the players even. I actually already started looking for a house there because everybody knew that it was a shoe-in. And I go back to the combine, 31 teams didn't even interview me because they were just so sure that I was going to be going at the number one pick. And it didn't go that way. And obviously I got drafted to the New Orleans Saints. And for me, the one thing I always take away from that, because I know there's times where we kind of look at other players who've come out and who've opted to maybe not go to that team and try to hold out to go to a different team. And so for me, I love the fact that I went to New Orleans because I never would have got a chance to really experience the culture of that city and just how amazing it is. And then also, I never would have got a chance to play with Drew Brees and some of those great players and win a Super Bowl. So I really appreciate it. Just the total experience, but mine was very different.
So Mario Williams goes number one to Houston. You go number two to the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
Joel, I'm trying to look through the 2006 draft sheet.
No, you can put it down. You can put it down. In there. Listen, my experience was way different, but more common, right? And there are thousands of guys that did and had the experience that I had, which was going undrafted and trying to find a spot in the National Football League as an undrafted free agent. And it's interesting, the New Orleans Saints gave me that shot, but not with a contract right off the bat. A lot of guys will actually get signed right after the draft as an undrafted free agent. And then some guys have to go and actually do some tryouts. I was in that camp where I had to go without a contract and actually play in rookie mini camp at a couple of different places. First in Detroit, then the next weekend I went to New Orleans. And it just so happens that in New Orleans, and Reggie Bush, he's connecting from Los Angeles. And you got to understand now, even though I was older after playing minor league baseball, Reggie Bush was like a star, right? Like I was awestruck. Even though I know I'm going to the same spot, I'm going to the same camp he is, obviously not as a draft pick or even with a contract, but he's in first class as I'm walking back on the flight. And Kurt, I look down at my ticket, it says 36E. I'm like, that sounds about right. So I go back and take my seat on the plane. And when I came off, I was so excited to just try to earn a spot, right? And I was a walk-on in college in the beginning of my career there. So it felt to me like, hey, I'm trying to walk on again in the National Football League. So I was really willing to do anything that it took to try to earn a contract in the NFL. And I get down to the carousel where we're grabbing our bags, right? And Reggie's not there for some reason. I'm like, where'd he go? I don't know if he grabbed some food or a smoothie or whatever, an Orange Julius, whatever it was back then in the airports. But I got there first with some of the quality control guys that were there to pick us up in those little vans and take us over to the hotel. And then Reggie finally joined us, and Reggie's kind of a shy guy, right? So there wasn't a lot of talking or anything. He certainly didn't know who I was. And I'm just looking at him, I'm like, man, there he is, right? Like Reggie Bush. And sure enough, our bags come on the carousel, and let's be honest, I looked a little like a quality control coach for the New Orleans Saints. So Reggie grabs his bag off the carousel and rolls it to me. And
Here, take this.
I was like, wait, what should I? And then I thought to myself, like,
Just for the record, I don't remember this happening.
Of course you
Of
don't.
course you don't. Of course you don't. Which is the best part. But I could have told him then, Kurt, or I could have just carried his bag. Guess what I did? I rolled our bags to the bus.
There you go. The more you can do, right?
For the best access, perspective, and personalities in all of sports, follow us at Fox Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.